And we're back. All right. So, as per usual, came home for the weekend and actually got quite a few projects done, which I'm happy about. And biggest one of which was the completion of what I started last weekend, which was bleeding the brakes. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that post. And the lie in that is I didn't tell the full story. So I was in such a hurry to do it and so excited to drive the car on Sunday that I overlooked a lot, not a lot, but a little bit of things. To be blatantly honest, I completely forgot that each caliper actually has two bleed screws. So made the mistake of only bleeding the outside ones and was wondering why the pedal went from, actually responsive to very spongy. And got to talking to a friend and looked through some pictures that I have on my computer and realized that I was an idiot and didn't check to see for an additional bleeder to each of the calipers. And bled the outsides. Insides were hidden, so I didn't even see them, and I completely forgot about them, overlooked them, and hence why the brakes were spongy. But on the same token, I also had to take off all the wheels, obviously, and found out that one of the tires had actually been mounted on the wheel backwards. So got that completed on Saturday, bled the brakes on Friday night, and I was apprehensive about getting them because I don't think I have a video on it, but I do have speed bleeders. So I took the OEM factory bleed screws out of the calipers and put in the speed bleeders, which are helpful for a one-man job. But the difficulty is if you don't have a second person to monitor the fluid to check the air has actually gone out of the system, you just end up wasting a lot of fluid. And I held back, as I explained in another, I'll explain in another video why I've been holding back on spending a lot of cash. But I was reserved on buying anything to help out, and then at the last minute, I decided to go with a friend's recommendation, and I ended up getting the Motive Power Bleeder, which holy cow. Came home on Friday night, got here about maybe 9:30, and I was complete with completing the entire brake bleed job by 10. And that was with me having to get everything unpacked from the car and then come out to the Subaru and get to work on it. So within 30 minutes of actually getting home after a 4-hour drive, brakes were bled, and then I went out on Saturday. Today is Sunday. Went out on Saturday for a test drive, and brakes were back to normal. I had quite a bit on the schedule just because over the past week, while looking for a house, which I also explained in another video, I had a few projects to do on the Honda over here. Good old trusty for the trips to and from Virginia, but I had to do an oil change and tire rotation on that. And I also on the truck have an issue where it is reading the coolant temp being under operable conditions. So I'm not sure what that was about, but I did some research, bought a new coolant cap for the reservoir, and since it was just around town and not on the highway, I'm not sure if that actually fixed the problem. So I need to take the truck out for a little bit of a drive to figure out whether or not I did that or that fixed it. But on the other hand, I do have the thermostats for the cooling system, and if I do have to go into the cooling system, I'm also going to buy the upper coolant pipe so I don't have to mess around with the O-rings on that. But getting back to this, over the last week, while searching for a candidate house, I also decided to, since it's springtime, get back into looking at track events that are coming up. And lo and behold, in early May and late May, there are track events. One at Carolina Motorsports Park at the very beginning. I think it's the 6th and 7th. I can't remember I know it's the first week. And then I believe it's the 21st to the 23rd will be VIR. So got to prep for both of those. And in order to do so, this thing needs a little bit of a change. So now that the brakes are good to go and the tires flipped around, so I've got the same tread going everywhere, I'm going to drain the cooling system and go straight water and water wetter on this. And then I've also got a problem back here that happened last year, and I kind of just stitched it up, but you guys can't even see that. Let me go get a flashlight really quick so we can fix that problem. But last year I had a rear diff leak, and I stopped participating in the track event because of it. And some of you might laugh at me, but I do have it, or criticize me for it, but I do have this gummed up with just some gasket maker, good old Permatex. However, because of the leak and that just being a band-aid, I haven't had any leaks since, so I think the problem is solved. But I want to take that out and do it the proper way, get the rear diff out and change out the gasket, which I still need to go find, but I know I have it. So cooling system and the rear diff will be next weekend's project. And if I get the chance to as well, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to make this out, but oh yeah, it's easy. But I've got the Gymkhana exhaust up there, so it does fit. However, it's a little bit far away from the bumper, so I want to take it to a welding shop and get it fit a little bit better, a little bit more snug to the bumper, so it's not just dangling so far. But yeah, just wanted to hit y'all up with an update. And I haven't disappeared, but I have a lot going on, as I'll explain in another video. And if anybody's purchased a house recently, you understand the struggles of these interest rates. But just letting you know, trying to do all I can, both for my progress as well as just being able to bring the fun to you viewers. So hopefully I get some track events going on here in the next month to 2 months. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But until next time, thanks for watching.